There it goes. Now, welcome to Warframe. Let's talk about Volt. The only Warframe I believe you should choose at the beginning. Not just because the only way you can get him after is through our dojo. Now, with his passive, which is, I say, one of the good ones, when you move, it builds up static charge. With this, your next hit does more damage. It does electric damage. The only problem with that I see, and I've noticed, is that includes if you hit something like a resource pile or a container, which is, to me, a little bit BS, but it says to stay with your next attack. It didn't say attacking an enemy. With your shark, it's almost, to me, almost on the side that needs to be nerfed. Why? Because it can hit up to 9 people. 9 enemies, whatever. And it goes away where it says um, stun. Yeah, you can take that word out of there. I hardly had a case where they were stunned and just not taken out, especially with your passive. This alone, they could have lead Volt alone. Didn't give no more. No more abilities, and I would have been completely fine with that. Now, the range is 15 meters, but that's only with the first person you cast it at. Like you see on screen, like the gear. 15 meters after that, it goes farther away. And you can still, with stretch, bring that out more. The range of attack. Um, speed. You all get 3. Rank 3. Which, if you're on Earth for a little bit, it's going to be unlocked. Unlinked. What the hell? I don't see myself ever using this unless I have my buddies already heading to the exit and I'm behind them quite a bit. Other than that, it's useless as far as I'm concerned. I mean, yes, if you want to make a speed vault, go ahead, your choice. But I don't see this being useful in battle. I see them could just take this up and throw it out. To me, it's one of his weaker abilities. Truth, I believe they could change this with shock, and it would make more sense. Have this the first ability you unlock, because usually first abilities are supposed to be weak and not that impressive. There you go. Electric Shield. I believe you can make up. No, after that, you can only do one. I believe later, 3 of them. Myself, I never saw myself really using this because really wasn't that much of a reason. But is it still better than speed? Oh yeah. in the places where you need it, like in hallways, you can make it where you're covering multiple areas. Or if you have teammates, like it shows, Volt can pick up his shields. They can do the same thing. Um, they should be able to do the same thing still. It says right here like the duration is like 10 seconds, which to me it's not, excuse me, not much help. But with I'm going to say intensify, that could change. But I would say this is not one of the more ones you're going to be using. Now, just charge. Before I do that, let's go back to shields. Any alter element that you have with your gun or ninja stars or whatever in your have, even your bow. This is electricity. If you use cold, fire, toxic, that will combine with the electricity from the shield. Just a side note. Now, just charge. Just charge is you pretty much just charging your electricity all over. Now, to point out, it says it will take 100 energy. At the beginning, that's technically almost your entire energy pool. So it's like, do it when you need it. That changes later on, when you're able to put mods on. Radius, 20 meters. That's pretty much almost a room. In some areas. Effective radius, 8 meters. Duration is like 3 seconds. Usually when you use this at the beginning of the star chart. That's how it's going to matter. Damage, 500. At the beginning of the star chart, beginning of your play, that's going to be more than enough. And at other games I played, that 500 is spread out. No, that 500 hits each and every one. Each one gets 500 damage. Now, I see more people using Shark and Just Charge because they're more damaging. Oh yes, they're more damaging because they're damage attacks. You blood people. I've seen people use them more because they do more. Like speed and shield can be just toss out. Shark really is the only ability you will be using I want to say on most missions. And Just Charge mainly safe and defense missions. Safe. Survival. Survival and defense missions because that's where that shines. Done correctly, that can clear a room. I think people say that can clear a map. But here's the thing. But all that, you're passive. That stacks up to 1,000. That adds 1,000 jumps on to both of these attacks. And devastating. I hardly ever made it up to like 1,000 of that unless, no, I didn't see no one for a good, let's say, 30 seconds to a minute. Now, all of this is great for beginners because I got all the way to the void. I got past Mercury, Venus, Earth. Okay, shut up. Remember, note to self, Binks. Hunt down that Kinnear. Alright, I made it past Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Some are Deimos, because I prefer to use a certain Warframe on Deimos. To Phobos, to all the way to the Void. Wait, yeah, Phobos. And that's the thing. There's not much this thing can not do in early game. It matters how you build him, which did not take much. Mm-hmm. See, this is my build, and this took me no time to do. Okay, except for this one. All these pretty much got at the beginning of the game. And really, we see. I could really just take this one off. It does not matter. Yep, flow, max energy. Stretch, ability strength. Stretch, ability range. Intensify, ability strength. And then reduction, shield capacity, just because I don't like him being squishy. Like I said, like you can just take this off and it wouldn't make no difference. Like with those Mards, I mean, that stays the same no matter what. Damage is up. This, yeah. Speed multiplier, reload speed is up. The radius is longer. No, this dust hasn't changed. Only reason why it's 25 now is because his master rank, not his master rank, his rank, his Warframe is now rank 30. Radius up by 9. I want to say up by his effective radius is up by 2.5? 3? Yeah. Duration 4. Duration doesn't matter. The damage, okay, yeah. Pretty much almost 1600. But that's the thing. Those are because of the mods. There is. That's all I needed to put on it. 3 mods. Forget about reduction. And psych, I think that was the one I had at top. Forget those two. Heck, you can forget ability strength too, because there you go. Yep. Not ability strength. Range. You can forget about stretch as well. Those three. Flow, intensify. Really all you would need at the beginning. I had 5 mods on there, and that's all he needed. Now this isn't a prime. So don't build him like one. If you guys can find a way to make your Warframe basic as possible and then expand off of that, I've found my build becoming a lot more powerful, a lot more better. Instead of going out there and looking at someone's build like, I need to do that. No. But that's my opinion. It is what it is. See, 200, from 200 to 260, from 15 to 21.75, 25 to 36, 175, 197, 25, 32. I'll admit, I do like the reload speed. Load change. Radius 20 to 29. Effective radius, yeah. Damage, about 360 more. Not bad. Pretty much only thing you probably need to put on him, I will say need, because if some of his abilities are like his entire freaking pull, is flow, max energy, and go from there. But that's all I gotta say on Volt. Until next time, see ya.